Hi guys, and welcome to Campus Stories. I'm your host, Victoria Lomax, and joining me today on this special Halloween edition of Campus Stories is Halloween fanatic and RMU AMC videographer, Ray Zaparoni. So welcome, and thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks a lot, Victoria. Thanks for having me.
So I heard that you're a really big zombie fanatic.
I am a really big horror fan. Yes, I am.
Can you tell me how your obsession with zombies developed?
I remember being a kid, always digging Halloween, always loving Halloween. So there was an old show on in Pittsburgh. It was a horror show, Chiller Theater, and I remember being a kid. My mom and dad let me watch it, and they used to show all these old B movies, some Dracula movies, Frankenstein's, and I was just like really into horror at that point.
So with the zombies and everything, do you believe that a zombie apocalypse will ever occur?
I don't think it's going to occur like the dead coming back from the grave, that type of zombie. It'd be sort of like some infection, like 28 days later, or some rage virus or something like that, if that even happens. I mean, it's good to talk about, but I don't think it's going to happen myself, actually. So.
Well, if it was to go down like how some of the movies depict it, do you have a zombie survival plan?
Always.
Always.
Always. And everybody I talk to always comes up with their own zombie. Of course, you got to go to high ground. You got to have your food ready. You got to have water, weapons, and just have people that you can count on.
So who would be your number one people to count on?
I take Joe Hell.
Joe Hell's
I take
a pretty
Joe
awesome
Hell.
dude.
Yeah, he keeps me laughing. He can play music. I take a couple people that I know, but yeah, I have my plan. I have my people.
Is it foolproof? Do you think it's foolproof?
Nothing is foolproof in a zombie apocalypse, my friend. Nothing.
Well, that's a great piece of information to know.
Yes, it is.
But now, believe it or not, there are some people, myself included, who do not know how to properly kill a zombie. Could you give me a rundown?
Then you're going to be out of luck when it happens. Well, if you go by the movies, it seems like everybody, you take off their head. You got to shoot them or cut their heads off. That's basically the way to do it, is take their heads off.
Their heads.
With a sword?
With a sword.
Do you own a sword?
I do not, but my brother does, a samurai sword.
Then you got to hang out with your brother then.
Well, hopefully he knows what to do.
Yes.
But now, aside from zombies, you are also into all things horror.
Yes.
What is it about scary things that just catch your interest?
I just like to be afraid. I just like to get scared. That's a feeling like that you don't really get every day. And I'm not talking like I'm afraid of flying on a plane. I'm not into that type of being like, or afraid of heights. I'm not into that. But I like the unknown of the dark, and I like to creep around and think something's behind the curtain or someone's downstairs. It's just one of those like adrenaline rushes that you just don't get anywhere else. So I put myself. So I got a good imagination. So I put myself into these movies. Like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project. So what do I do if I'm in the woods and I walk all day and I end up at the same spot? You know, or if I'm in this haunted house and I hear something or baby crying upstairs. That's what makes it scary for me. I put myself in that situation, and it helps me enjoy the movies more. And
so it's primarily a sense of safe fear. It's scary, but you know you're
safe fear,
just okay?
Yeah, I think that's what it would be. Safe
That's pretty
fear.
cool.
Yeah.
So for you, is Halloween a yearly celebration, or is it strictly a once-a-year holiday?
It is. Everything I do revolves around horror. Only movies I watch are horror movies. I collect memorabilia. I go to conventions. I have friends that make movies. We talk horror. I listen to horror podcasts. I watch horror online. So, yes, I'm pretty much a one-trick pony. It's always all horror all the time for me. It's what I've always done. I don't get into comedies. I don't get into dramas. It's
strictly
horror. Yeah.
So what's your favorite horror movie?
So many. I like, well, my favorite movie is The Exorcist.
Okay. The first one?
The first one. It's but I like Tombs of the Blind Dead. I like Night of the Living Dead. I like the early Draculas. I love the Universal Monster ones. I love them all. I don't really like a lot of the new ones out now. Like the new Night of the Living Dead wasn't really my thing. And I haven't seen The Carrie, but it's another remake, and I've seen the story before. But the older stuff I love, 70, 72 to about 85. So that's my favorite time for horrors, Yep.
Well, personally, my favorite horror movie, I don't know if you've seen it since you like 70s, 80s, but I like The Grudge.
Why do you like The Grudge?
That noise that
Make
The
the
Grudge,
noise. Make the noise. Come on.
it's just like, I think that's pretty freaky.
That was a pretty freaky movie.
Yeah, it's
Very
pretty
freaky.
cool.
Do you dress up for Halloween?
I do dress up for Halloween,
Nice.
occasionally,
You dressing
every
up
once in a
tomorrow?
while. I believe so.
Nice.
I do not know what yet.
All
I was
right.
thinking maybe a little Michael Jackson.
Thriller.
Exactly. That's what
Sweet.
that's what I was thinking. And then we could tie in your zombies as well
Okay.
in the obsession.
Yeah, great.
Are you dressing up for Halloween though?
I will be dressing up. I give out candy and I'll probably just throw on something. I might be the Grim Reaper. That's like the quick one.
Yeah,
It's without the
quick,
makeup. Then I
easy.
can just put it on and walk around with a, like thing and then just scare the kids. So, I love it. I love Halloween. I love everything to do with it. So.
That's perfectly A-okay. And I love Halloween just as much as you do.
Good.
So guys, please stick around because coming up after the break, we will have more with Ray Zaparoni. So stay tuned.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our special Halloween edition of Campus Stories. If you are just tuning in, still joining me is Ray Zaparoni from the RMU AMC. But before we move on, we have a trailer from his upcoming documentary on horror fans. So let's take a look.
My bloody Valentine.
You're at Cinema Wasteland. I'm Sally the zombie cheerleader. Go have some fun. Hurry up before the fleshies find out. Run away!
But then, as I went to law school and started studying to become an attorney, one of the movies that I was obsessed with growing up was Last House on Dead End Street.
But if you ask for custom art from me, it's definitely going to lean towards the darker side of life.
Other day, and I was like, oh my god, I agree. I've always thought the same thing is when you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not like you're watching a movie, it's like you're watching a documentary of this killer as these things are going on, and you never know why.
fans are probably the best fans there are. They're very devoted to the genre.
The most horrific scene, in my opinion, in a horror film is probably in Hannibal when he feeds that dude his own brain while he's still alive.
So in 2008, I had a big sale, and I went out of business. To this day, people who never shopped at my store tell me how much they miss it.
Yeah, actually I do. At work, they call me Insane Sam.
So now, Ray, what we just saw was a trailer from your documentary about horror fanatics.
Yes.
Could you tell me why you wanted to do a documentary on that subject?
Yeah, I can. I went to my first horror convention in the 25-year reunion of Night of the Living Dead, so that had to be 1993. I think it was 93. So I started going to all these conventions, and I would go to Cinema Wasteland, Horror Realm, Monster Mania, the Erie Film Fest. I do all these things, and the guests would always change, but it was always the same people. And they would dress up, and there'd be like these super uber fans, and I'm like, who are these people? You know what I mean? Like, they're getting dressed up, they're going to these things, they're spending their money on movies and memorabilia. So I'm like, I'm going to do a documentary just on the fans. So about 2 years ago, in November, I went and shot my first convention. So I do interviews with the people at the conventions, ask them questions, favorite horror movies, favorite horror scenes, what did their family think. And then I meet people, and then I go into their homes. Like, I've met lawyers that are into horror, like Art Edinger. He is the publisher to Ultraviolent magazine. So he is the public defender in Allegheny County, but he loves horror, so he writes this magazine. I know guys, I met people that are doing just horror tattoos, and people that are doing horror rentals, and like he used to own a store, and tattoo artists and dancers that dance, and musicians that sing about monsters. So I met so many really, really cool people that just love horror movies and everything about horror. It's just been awesome. It's going to be sad to be done filming it, because I've met like real friends. Like, I mean, these people are letting me in their house, you know what I mean? So then they're making dinner, and I'm meeting their mom, and they're showing me their kids, and they're dressing their kids up for me, and
you're like part of the family now.
Part of the family. So I'm going to miss going in and meeting people, because when you go there, the sad thing is I made this because everybody passes each other. Everybody will dress up, but no one talks to each other. So it's kind of like a weird thing with them, because everybody's into the same thing, but no one talks to each other when you go to these conventions. So I figured I'm going to make this for the fans, show them at the horror conventions, and hopefully, things will work out. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
While shooting the documentary, did you run into any problems?
The most problems that I have, believe it or not, is when I go to these conventions, the celebrities don't let you shoot. That's why in my documentary, I'm not going to do anything on the celebrities. I might have a couple horror hosts saying horror fans are the greatest.
Yeah.
But it's always so disappointing, because all they want paid. And I don't really want to pay them, because it takes the fun out of it. So I just stand there and just get the fans. So my biggest disappointment are dealing with the celebrities. But everybody else on the fan level, been great. It's been a lot of fun.
So now when everything is done, do you have any plans to make any more documentaries kind of on the same subject?
I have a few. I want to do something on witchcraft.
Oh, cool.
I want to do stuff like that.
I
I know people that I want to help people. Chris Nicholson, who's a professor, he is shooting another Haunted States. It's like a paranormal thing. I want to help with those guys. I'm just going to do local and just like low budget things and just help people out. But as far as documentaries, I want to do one on witchcraft, and I have always had this one. I have always loved movie theater history, and if I could work, like at one time Pittsburgh had, in their history of Pittsburgh, 130 movie theaters, and I thought about doing something like that too. So it's an ongoing thing. I just don't want this documentary to end. That's the thing.
True.
I'm having such a fun time doing it. I just don't want it to
But
end.
moving on, I mean, I really like the idea of witchcraft. I'm sure you'll have just as much fun with
I want to
witchcraft.
meet real witches and not like.
They really exist.
I mean, if they, you know, I think that would be pretty neat. So.
I think so too.
But it's going to be local witches and stuff like that. So.
Cool. Well, coming up after the break, we will have more with Ray Zaparoni, so please stick around.
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, "You have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet." You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that was one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer. What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Welcome back to Campus Stories. Once again, Ray Zaparoni is still our guest for today. So Ray, Halloween is literally right around the corner.
Can't wait.
What is your favorite part about Halloween?
I love the decorations. I love, and then everybody, like you watch TV and it's the 24 hours of Jason marathon.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or like the Fright Nights, like on TV on FearNet. I just love the whole vibe of everybody getting into Halloween. And I like giving out candy to kids because I love when kids come dressed up, and I love when they're little when they're dressed up like Freddy or something horror. So I think it's still fun. I think it's fun. I wish I can trick or treat. I wish I can do all that stuff, but I'm too big.
You can still trick or treat.
Yeah, you're talking
Depending
me into
on
it
who
now.
you ask.
You're
yeah.
talking me into it. So.
If you want to. But now, do you dress up every year for Halloween?
Mostly every year if I'm not doing anything. And tomorrow I will be able to dress up. So my wife will hand out candy, and I'll just be creeping around a yard in my Grim Reaper or some sort of monster thing and trying to get them, trying to scare the kids. So I love it. Love doing that. So.
What has been your favorite Halloween costume?
My favorite Halloween costume is, of course, zombies. I dressed up as a kid as Kiss. I'm a big Kiss fan.
Okay.
The band from the 70s.
Yeah,
I
the
love
black
being
and
Gene
white
Simmons. I have fun. Horror related, but one of my funniest ones was me and Joe Hell. We went one time to a Halloween party as Drew Carey and Mimi. And guess who was Mimi? So, but that was fun. That was a lot
really
of fun.
great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So now I know you mentioned that you like to scare the children,
Yes,
right?
I do.
But typically, are you the scarer or are you the one who gets scared?
If they could scare me, that'd be great. But usually it's easy pickings with the kids. I mean, you pop out, then they run away, and I kind of like making them scream and cry and stuff like that. So I love to scare the kids, but I love to be scared. If someone could scare me like I scare the kids, that'd be great. That'd be a great thing.
Would you say that you're kind of a target for most people, since you're usually the one scaring the kids, and it sounds like it's kind of hard to get you?
It is hard to get me. There's some people that can get me still, but it's usually it's me working on trying to scare them. And it's usually like my wife or someone like that's really, really scared of it. If I scared my friends, I'll be like, you know. But like my wife, who's always like
on edge,
you know, boo, or I put the mask on, take the mask off, or that's scary. It's like, good.
So now, are you a prankster by any chance?
Used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah, not so more as an adult. There's no one else to prank. No one else to prank.
There's
Do you prank?
plenty of students on the campus.
I know.
I'm
There's a couple I got my eye on to get though. So.
I'm not very good at pranking. No, not really. But what has been the best prank, if you can remember, that you've ever pulled?
The best prank is as silly as it is when I first started dating my wife, we worked up this plan where we told her this story about the Jason type character in the woods. So we were hanging out one time and it's like, look, there it is. And it was, and she got in her car and left. So that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. Walking around somebody dressed up as like the faceless shape in the distance, like, oh my gosh, here it is. And everyone acting afraid, and she took off. So that was a good one. You know, and then there was this, you know, a couple times like the simple ones in Halloween, you dress up like a dummy and you put paper hanging on you, makes you look like you're a mannequin. And when someone's like, oh, that's pretty cool, then you move, and you know, that's fun to just
that's
yeah.
Pretty despicable,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is. But I love it. I wish I could do it all the time. So.
Now, has somebody ever pulled an ultimate prank on you?
No one, but I get scared. A couple of pranks when I go to the haunted houses. I still fall for looking at this and then someone screaming behind you. So I still get scared from that. I mean, it isn't really a prank, but it still scares me.
Well, now speaking of ghosts and everything, do you believe in ghosts and paranormal activity?
I personally do not. You might find that hard to believe.
I find that kind of hard to believe.
I think of it in a weird way. Like, I think of it in a way that, okay, it takes so much weight or so much pressure to make a step creak or to move something off a table. So how does a ghost make a step creak or move something off the table? I would have to see one to believe it. But just to say, I really don't believe in real ghosts. It's a weird, it's
really
crazy. It is, but I don't. I think too much about it. I wish I could, because the people that do believe in it, they get creeped at. But I do not.
So have you never had a paranormal experience?
The closest thing that I've ever came is we were working at it. I was working in an old film lab one time, and this place was supposed to be haunted. And I was talking to somebody like this, and over to the window. At the same time, we both turned our head because we thought we saw somebody walking across the window. And that's like, well, it's 3 a.m. Why is anybody here? And when we went out there, no one was there. That happened. And one time when I was a kid, we lived in this house that was supposed to be haunted. And we went down a cellar, or I went going down with my aunt, and the alarm clock started ticking. Like this old wind-up alarm clock. Now, that was like, I don't know if that's really like a ghost thing, but that was like, could have been, maybe, you know.
I loved how you said it was supposed to be haunted.
But the thing about where I used to work at before, when we talked about the haunted and the person walking, we had a security guard that worked there that he said he quit the night of because he saw somebody walking from a distance, and he said he saw him walk through the fence, and he ended up quitting on the spot. So maybe it was some sort of ghost or some haunting type thing, but I don't know. I'd love to see one. I'd love to see the big ghost. That'd be great.
What's funny is every year somebody likes to tell me that this TV studio is haunted.
I hear it. I mean, there's people here that says when they come down here, they feel like someone's around, or they can hear noises and stuff like that, and they're dead on serious that they can feel it. Maybe they have the shining. I don't have that shining.
Maybe.
You know, I'm not that. Maybe just because I'm negative, they won't let it come to me. So.
Well, if there are any ghosts in this TV studio right now, I invite you to come join us. Right now, the party is here.
No.
I don't think anything's coming, but
up
next,
board.
we will have more with Ray Zaparoni, so please stick around on this very fun Halloween edition.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
There you go.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Say
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Wrestling, of course. I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, like, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Welcome back to Campus Stories. Before we wrap up, we have some thoughts from RMU students about Halloween. But first, I have a few more questions for Ray.
Awesome.
So Ray, do you know all the dance moves to Michael Jackson's Thriller?
I do not, but I think I'm going to work on it for next Halloween.
Yeah,
we could have a big Halloween dance party down here.
Do you know any of the dance moves?
I just know the.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That type of thing. Yeah, that's the only one I know like that.
Have you ever been to an actual haunted house? Oh, I think we have some visitors. Okay,
nice.
that was pretty
creepy.
freaky. Well, that's pretty creepy. But now, I guess that guest is done. Have you ever been to an actual haunted house?
I've been to houses that were supposed to be haunted. I've been to, when I was in New Orleans, we went on a couple like haunted house tours, and there was a house in I forget where it was at, but it was supposed to be haunted. We went on a tour, but no ghost. I want to go to the prison. There's a prison like haunted tour that's supposed to be really haunted, and working with this paranormal group. If I can work with Chris, they go to like places that are haunted, so maybe I will be in a real haunted place one time.
Oh, cool.
Do you go to haunted? Have you ever been there?
I do. I've been to Eastern State in Philadelphia prison. Pretty creepy.
Do you go to haunted houses here, like Scare House or anything like that? You don't go to those things?
No.
Try them out. They're fun.
Unfortunately, Ray, that's all the time we have for today with you.
It's great being here.
But we really appreciate you having you on the show.
No problem.
And we will have a clip from some fellow RMU students about what they think about Halloween.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Hauer. I'm doing interviews about Halloween 2013. Awesome. Do you have plans for Halloween?
Actually, tomorrow, some theater kids are doing a murder mystery at Yorktown, so you should come see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, go to Halloween parties.
Yeah?
Halloween party.
Same?
I was actually gonna go home. There's like a little family party.
Actually, I think I'm going to a Halloween party. I got my Buzz Lightyear shirt, so I'm ready to go.
So what are you gonna be this Halloween?
Oh, I'm just going to be a witch, normal
stuff.
I'm a nurse.
A police officer.
I think I'm going to be Daryl from The Walking Dead. I bought a poncho, I just got to get a crossbow, and I'm ready to go.
I'm a goddess.
I'm not really sure. Probably like a Grim Reaper or something.
That's always fun.
Lines.
You had to choose, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Reese's Cup?
Yeah, Reese's Cup.
Yeah, I do like Reese's or Snickers.
I like chocolate.
Chocolate's good.
That's a hard one. I have so many. Currently, it would be a Snickers.
Sour Patch Kids. Reese's Cups.
Yep.
Everyone loves Reese's Cups.
Well, folks, that about does it for this week's edition of Campus Stories. Be sure to tune in next time. Until then, I'm Victoria Lomax, and we thank you for watching.